All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Be respectful of everybody's time since this is a short and sweet session. I want to welcome you all to Lunch with Life Course. We developed these sessions back in, I believe, May of this year, kind of looking for a sort of a how-to space, but a very quick, direct, where do you find it? Why might you use it? Kind of space with the Charting the Life Course tools and the framework. And so if you have not been here before, we'll kind of walk through some steps. This will be another series ongoing, and I'll walk you through what we're going to cover in just a little bit. But first, I want to introduce to you the group that will be working on this particular series. I am, of course, on the left there. I am Celia Schlomer. I'm part of the Family Resource Network of Ohio core team and a Life Course ambassador and very new Life Course, Charting Life Course coach. The others that will be part of this series include Barb Ferris, who I believe is here today, Jenna Allen, who's with Ocali, Lynn Calloway, who is another Charting the Life Course ambassador, and then Tracy Mans, who you can see, she's cameras wave, Tracy, thank you. And Tracy is with the Niswonger Center, who holds the grant for the Family Resource Network of Ohio and supports all of us in the work that we do across the state. So Tracy, you did do the polls, so I don't need to worry about that slide. Hold on. We'll skip that. So if everybody will please answer those polls for us. This work is done through, is grant funded, and the information that we gather both through the evaluation at the end and the polls that we do at the beginning help us as speakers, help us evaluate who we're reaching and make sure that we're doing everything we're called to do in this work across the state. I do want to back up a little bit, let you know this series will continue every Monday in July, beginning this week, and we'll go on through August the 1st. We're going to cover, today we'll cover the quick guides. Next week, we'll cover the vision tool and that tie to the quick guides of the vision to how you can utilize that with the quick guides. In our third week, we'll do the integrated support options chart and really look at those sections STAR and how do we live that out in our community. And then lastly, we'll do on August 1st, we'll do the integrated STAR and look at those starter stars that are offered through the Life Course Network Nexus and know kind of how we can look at those and utilize those. I want to remind everybody, we always want to make sure we share with everyone that this is part of a national community of practice of supporting families. This work was begun by the University of Missouri, Kansas City. And we are part of, gosh, I think 21 to 23 states currently that are utilizing this work in different capacities. Ohio has embraced the work, and we are supported through funding through the Ohio Department of Developmental Disabilities, which we're eternally grateful for. And with that has been happening since 2016. But we also, through the network, are supported by the Family Resource Network of Ohio and their partners, which also include not only both USEDS, the Niswonger Center, and the University of Cincinnati Center for Excellence in Developmental Disabilities, where I work down in Cincinnati, but in addition to that includes the DD Council and the Ohio Department. So it's a great group of folks that we're privileged to work with. And as you go through, as you learn more, as you're exposed to this work, please, if you're interested in learning more, in bringing this to an opportunity to a group of folks that you either work with, or if you're a family and you want to share it in different family spaces with a family organization that you're part of, please let us know through that Family Resource Network of Ohio website so that we can support you in helping folks know more about this work. So we always begin, or I always begin our conversations about Charting the Life Course with that core belief of the framework, and that is that all people and their families have the right to live, love, work, play, learn, and pursue their life aspirations in the community. That really is at the crux of this work. And when we talk about and share Charting the Life Course, we always are talking about supporting families and helping them think about ways that they can just really think about how to enhance and build the life that they want for their loved one and that loved one wants for themselves. And really, that's what these tools and this framework is about. We always talk about the fact that Charting the Life course engages us in new conversations. And those conversations, by the nature of the tools that are introduced and the framework of the thinking, really hopefully change conversations and at the very least enrich them. And so those conversations hopefully are always about what's possible and looking at new opportunities and additional supports in a way that maybe you as a family have not looked at before, or as you as a professional have not thought about or helped families think about in a different way. And it really is that conversation, not only within the team, those that support you in the community as a family, but within your own family, looking at your own view of these tools for yourself and for your family member, because we all have this life that we're trying to build. And as family, we kind of have these points of integration or collision, depending on the day of our lives and how they're built. And so talking about that as a family and being forward thinking about that within the family is really the gift of these tools. The conversations always are going to be reflecting on those past experiences, and they're going to really talk about how can we use what's happened in our past to inform what we might do next. And then it's really that strength of a conversation about possibility and not disability. And there's so many spaces in this in the disability community, in the disability life of services that kind of force us to have those conversations that focus on other things other than possibility. And we really want the Charting the Life course framework and tools to be the guiding tool to make it more about what's possible and more about the life you want, as opposed to a life of services or that being the guidepost. So that really is when we come into the spaces with Charting the Life course, that's really what we want to be encouraging, is that rich conversation that comes from the use of the tools and the ideas and the thinking. Today, we're here to talk about the quick guides, and the quick guides were actually a second tier to what was originally the original tool of the Charting the Life course experiences and questions booklet. And for those of you who have never seen it, it's a multi-page, I think it might be even close to 40 pages, 30 pages booklet. And there's a lot of information in there. There's information about the principles, but it really is this guide that's built at the intersection of the Charting the Life course domains and the different life stages. And so it really its purpose was to encourage us to think about experiences into our future that we want to make sure happen, that we want to encourage our loved one to have. So it really, thus the title includes first and foremost that word of experiences, and looking and thinking about what experiences can I have in order to have the life and grow in the ways that I want to grow as I plan out my future. It gives you direct questions to ask yourself, direct questions for you to think about as a family, and direct questions that individuals can think about themselves at the different life stages in order to come up with the options they could consider. It's not exhaustive, but it really does get you going and thinking about what's possible or what you could be asking yourself. It also can be used by individuals themselves. It can be used by family members, or it can be used by caregivers and other folks that support individuals with disability. They're going to support that conversation at any age. There's never a point, and that's what I also love about the experiences book and the quick guides, is you can jump in at any age. Sometimes when we meet a family and we begin to have this conversation, they're like, oh, I wish I would have had this before, or oh, I feel like I'm really behind. And that's not its intention ever. The beauty of Charting the Life course is that it goes across the lifespan, and the purpose of it is to ensure that you are comfortable jumping in at any stage, no matter what your experience is, and looking through these tools and this framework in a way that can enhance the life that you've already built so far. So it really is going to encourage conversations about what experiences can I have that are really going to lend itself to me growing as an individual in my self-determination in my autonomy and in my independence or interdependence and connectedness. So it really is trying to grow those self-determination skills and really trying to grow in that growth of community and connectedness. It encourages opportunities where we're going to offer choices. We really want to see individuals have a choice in the things they do and how their life looks and then where they want to live it and who they want to do it with. And we're encouraging through these questions that direct conversation within families and within teams. So that really is it's at the root of its purpose. It also encourages opportunities to learn about new things, to try new things, to go new places, and to build those community connections and that village that supports you as you move through that life that you're envisioning into your future. And it encourages that vision of positivity and the things that you want into your future so that you have a control in your life again, whether that is you as a parent or you as an individual or you as a supporter of folks that you love that might benefit from these tools. So that's really kind of what we hope comes from the usage of this. The quick guides, as I said, are based on each life stage. There are 6 life stages, but there are 5 quick guides. The first stage, which is pregnancy and infancy, does not have a separate quick guide. So it begins with that focus on early childhood. These booklets are simply 4 pages, 4 sides. And so they're easier to print off instead of the experiences book. Sometimes the 2 of them have interchangeable benefits. It's a quick and easy and focused on one life stage. Sometimes it's nice to either grab the quick guide for the life stage you're in and maybe the life stage that you just left or the one that you will be next to kind of compare where you are. But the experiences book will give you that ease too, where you can look at 2 different life stages. It talks about, it goes on, I'm sorry, there's school age, there's transition to adulthood, focus on adulthood, and focus on aging. And you may find that the folks that you support, whether it's your family member or someone that you're working with or care about and love, you may find that your person that you're supporting may have skills that cross over into several of these stages, and that's okay. We all focus on different things and have strengths and in different areas. And so that's going to be not unusual, but it can allow you to look back and go, what didn't I do that I could add to enhance where we're going? Or what should I be thinking about as I move into the future? So it's a nice tool to kind of really encourage that across the lifespan viewpoint so that we're thinking ahead. And then each of these guides will look at that integration of both the life stage and those different charting the life course domains. If you look across the bottom, those of you that are familiar will recognize each of those domains. Those of you that are new here, across the bottom, those domains are different areas of focus in life for everyone. So at the bottom, you'll see daily life and employment, that yellow circle with the sun. And that's really, what am I going to do all day? How am I filling my day with things that are important to me, that mean something to me, whether that's work or school or just places I like to go or things I like to do during the day and I want to be part of my life. The brown circle there with the house is, of course, community living, the community living domain. And that's, where am I going to live and what things do I need to live there happily and safely? What do I want to see in the neighborhood where I live? Do I want to live with a roommate? Do I want to live with my family? All those things that we think about where we're living. And then there's healthy living, which is basically, how do I stay healthy to do these things that I say I want to as I live, love, work, play, and learn in my community. And then the next orange circle there, that's social and spirituality. And that's that space of connectedness that we talked about, and who's living this life with me and who do I care about and who do I care for and how do I support them in addition to who's supporting me and cares about me. The next one there in the red circle is safety and security. How do I stay safe doing the things I want to do and learning about them? And it can go on even into financial security. What do I need to know as I plan for my future there? And then the last one is the advocacy and community engagement. And that is, how do I create a space where I'm valued within my community, where I'm connected to the things in my community that are important to me, and gaining that space. And these are things in the life course framework that we believe we can be thinking about at any stage. So we could be thinking about advocacy and community engagement as in early childhood, and how are we building those things for the child that we're supporting, and vice versa. We can be thinking about daily life and employment or community living into aging, and social and spiritual into aging. And we all know, after coming out of our most recent couple of years, that these are things that we have to really consciously think about as we move through them. So I want to show you really quickly how to find the quick guides on the Charting the Life course website. So I'm just going to walk you through this little video that I have. If you see the arrow moving, you're going to go to lifecoursetools.com. You see it up there in the bar, and you'll see the website for the Life Course Nexus. That's why you'll know you're in the right spot. If you go over to Life Course Library and you scroll down on the different options under there, you'll eventually come to Exploring the Life Stages. And that's where the Experiences book and the quick guides live. So when you reach the top of that page, you're going to be able to scroll down a little bit, and you'll see there again those life stages noted on prenatal and infancy, early childhood, school age, transition to adulthood and aging. And there's a nice video there that's really helpful to understand our view, or the view that underlies the idea of life stages in Charting the Life course. As you scroll down, then you'll come to that Experiences and Questions book, and you can certainly download that too. As I said, it is a multi-page with lots of information in it, but it is a great tool to have. So if you're able to download that, I would encourage it. As you scroll down a little bit further, you're going to see those quick guides. And again, there are 5 of those. And each one allows you the ability to, download either a printable version on 8.5 by 11, that is landscape, so it would be relatively small, or one on 11 by 17 that when you fold in half would be 8.5 by 11. So those PDFs are, as always, are available for free and through the Life Course Network Nexus, and that's where you can find that. So when we think about these lunches for life with Life Course, we really wanted to think about sharing with you stories of how they're used or how you might use them. So today I want to talk to you a little bit about the places that I've shared these pieces, either the Experiences book or the quick guides, that really made a difference when I work directly with families. So when families are in a space where they're feeling kind of stuck, they don't know what to do, or as a team, maybe you're feeling a little bit stuck on what you've shared with the family, whether that's an IEP team or an ISP team. It's a great place to start wondering, and that those quick guides and the Experiences book is a great tool for that. When you're in uncharted territory, at those points of transition, at those points where we're really wondering what to do next, this is a great way to just kind of review and think. You can look at that life stage that you just, that is behind you and go, are we missing something? Is there something that we could have, should have, might have done? And we could try it now because before they weren't ready, and it will better suit us as we move forward. Any of those kinds of things. But when that territory is uncharted, when you want a guide from the side, when you're just not feeling confident in what you're doing, and you really want that kind of confidence riding next to you, this is a great tool for that. For family members, a lot of times the transition one with the work that we do at the USET is one we always offer, because it just starts to ask those questions that you're like, oh, and it can be very reassuring. Oh, we are doing that. Oh, we did do that. And so I think that's just really nice about this particular tool. When you want to plant a seed, I know a lot of times, families want to share ideas with people in the community or with their school team about things that they're thinking about and dreaming about, but they're not sure that the team has the same vision yet. And it's a great way to plant a seed, and vice versa. When you want to have a conversation with a family about what might be possible next, it's a great way to plant a seed. When you want to transform thinking, when you're ready for a big change and you really want to have a different type of conversation, this is a great way through these guides to introduce new ideas. And when you want to sit and brainstorm, that's one of my favorite things and my favorite uses for it. When you want to reflect on what might be missed, and that way you can look back at those other stages to see what maybe you want to try again. Maybe it wasn't the right time for your child or the person that you're supporting. When we want to encourage independence, but as importantly, when we want to encourage interdependence. And that's a conversation you'll hear a lot in the Charting Life course space, that idea that we want individuals. We talk a lot about folks being independent, but we also know that connection piece is so important to having a full life. And so therefore we want that interdependence, that I need you and you need me kind of space for the individuals and the family members that we love. So that's another great space to utilize this guide or these guides. So I just wanted to give you a peek at the pages, just in a way so you could get a sense of what I'm talking about. I really encourage you to go print them out, look at the PDFs, read through the questions. You can never particularly hand out the tool, but you might find places in the work that you do or in the conversations that you're having with your family member that these questions would be a great conversation starter, going back to that role of conversation. So you look here, and this is it's just a tiny section out of the focus on early childhood. And I took the one around daily life and employment because it's kind of hard to think about, employment for someone in early childhood. But if you just look at the information that's shared here, just look at a couple of the questions. If verbal communication is difficult, how are you helping me find ways to make my wants, needs, ideas, and thoughts known? Great starting conversation and great work that is often done at this stage. So who will provide any extra help I need if I attend preschool or daycare? A lot of families, as they enter into that space, are unfamiliar with the supports that are available. But when they're posed with this question, they might ask questions differently as they enter those spaces. What's the vision that you have in mind for my future? And I love this question because it just realigns us as family members to really think about the future. We get so caught up in the newness sometimes of everything that we're looking at as a parent with a child with a disability, that just refocusing that we get to have those hopes and dreams at this stage, just like we would have if our child, had been born without a disability or was not at this stage of their disability or whatever it is. Am I having chores and responsibilities? And that's a really important step to building that expectation that will move me into a future that gives me more choices and more options. So these are great ways to really get conversations going with families. Another one here, and I, for the same reason, chose advocacy and engagement at early childhood, because again, you think about, what is it that I really would be doing to build that skill at this age? But you're talking about parents here. Are you learning or interested in learning about helping other parents? Whether it's policy change or system change, or is it more just about connecting on how to, and talking to other parents so that you can learn better how to present yourself as an expert? And that's a skill that was a real gift to me as a mom, but it took some time. And I would have loved to have these questions kind of posed to me early on. What are you, how are you helping me learn to be an expert on myself and my needs, and really helping them tune into, I see how that really helps you. That might be a great thing for you to always have with you, whether it's a fidget or something like that. So just again, beginning to tune us into those things as both professionals and family members of things that will really help. So it's just a great tool for that, and really rich in ideas and thinking. In the questions and experiences book, they also have a list of questions, and I just included them here as a kind of an ending to our conversation of things that we should think about in every life stage, right? And these are real guideposts in the conversations that we have as project lead partners and presenters to make sure that we're always talking to families about. But, you know, what are other people my age doing? What are they doing? And how does what I'm doing align with that? And do I know what kind of supports I would need in the community to do those things? Am I creating that community connection and gaining that social capital? Do you, and I have someone to talk to about our feelings and our emotions and our concerns. And my family support role, I'm always encouraging this piece with families, because we do get out there and we're just going through day to day, and we might remember those kinds of supports for our family member, but we don't always remember them for ourselves. Do you and I feel empowered to ask questions or to disagree with professionals? And are you helping me know the questions to ask? So again, great things to think about, and really empowering conversations can come out of the ideas that are here, the permission to have those conversations and ask those questions. So what a great gift it is as you look through each of these tools of the ways you can start thinking and learning differently about how to speak with families. I want to offer an opportunity if anybody has questions, if you want to throw them into the chat. I'd be happy to talk to you about anything that's coming to mind. Tracy, I'm going to look there. But if not, I want to encourage you, when you can, to go take a look at the Charting the Life course website. And oops, I didn't change my screen. Hold on. The Charting the Life course website, and try downloading those tools as you saw me do. That's at that www.lifecoursestools.com. And remember that if you want to attend more trainings like this, or you know where there might be a group of people that would like to learn more about these tools or more in-depth information about these tools, that you can go to that www.frnoohio.org website in order to get on our mail list or request a training. So, and I always want to bring attention again to our folks that make this possible, both at the Ohio Department of Developmental Disabilities and the DD Council. So this has been a great opportunity for me. I thank you. I'm right under the buzzer at 12:27, but I want you all to have a great day. And I hope this introduced a new tool, and hope you all give it a try and see who you can share it with.
Thank you, Celia. Are you going to stay on the line for a couple of minutes in case anybody has questions?
Absolutely, I'm here.
Thank you. We might also want to mention that a survey is going to pop up as soon as everybody exits.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so a survey will pop up. It also adds to our grant data collection. If you could be so kind as to fill it out once it pops up when you leave, we would greatly appreciate it. Hi, Caroline. A copy of the presentation? Yeah, we could probably email that out. Are you okay with that, Celia?
Absolutely, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and Celia, send that my way, and I will shoot everybody who attended today a copy.
Sure. So if you go to chartingthelifecourse.com and then you go over to foundational tools and you scroll down to the one that's listed as life stages. And if you click on that one and then you scroll down, you'll see both that experiences booklet and all 5 quick guides at towards the bottom, middle and the bottom of that page. So I hope that helps, Carolyn. What was that, Carolyn, that I asked that? Sorry,
it was Tracy, and she said, thank you.
Sorry. Okay, sorry. All right.
Well, thank you, everybody. Have a good day.